Advisors. So the first thing I want to do today is to welcome everybody to the third Citizens Forum for Adult Social Care, and to say it's great to see so many people taking the time to join us here today. Before I move on, I wanted to say that as an elected representative, I know the importance of engaging my local residents to obtain their views and develop in our community. And for me, the city needs to do very much the same to improve areas such as adult social care for the people of Birmingham moving forward. I'm co-presenting today with Charlotte, who's disappeared for the moment, who is a citizens member of our planning group. So welcome, Charlotte. We're also being joined today by Maria Gavin, the Assistant Director of Adult Social Care, who will both be answering questions and updating you on issues that may be arising during the feedback discussions. We've got two basic themes today, the first of which is how do we support you if you need social care, and Miranda Johnson, I understand, is going to lead on that topic. The second topic is how we can work better together to reduce the risk of abuse for adults, and Sherry Dale is going to be leading on that one. Two final points are there are going to be a number of social workers who will be present at the back of the room later on to talk to people on an individual basis about any particular issues they've got. The second thing, and possibly important, is on your tables is going to be a number of pads, feedback sheets, and it's really important that people get those filled in so we know how to move these meetings forward into the future. So anyway, thank you for your time, and I hand over to Charlotte. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Housekeeping in our meetings in Code of Conduct. Hello. Today we're going to update our delegates on house arrangements. But first I thought it would be good to confirm who the people for public service groups are. The people for public service are created by a small group of volunteers such as myself, along the citizen involvement team. The planning groups members have named this forum. The forum is a monthly meeting which we discuss topical adult social care issues and also ask citizens for their views and feedback. We co-chair the meeting with elected members. We are always looking for volunteers. In fact, we would like to welcome Gina and Mike, who are helping today for the first time. Welcome. And also, I would like our planning group members to stand up so people know who they are. Members from the planning team, including the staff who help us put together. So you can also go and talk to them if you've got any questions. Housekeeping, I know it's a very boring subject, but it's very important. Now to housekeeping. Phones on silence, please. Toilets is on the entrance. It's this way, just on the door opposite you, left or right the way you're sitting. Fire drill, there is no fire drill, but if it happens, then we have to leave the building. Let's be respectful of each other. The full code of conduct is on the back of your agenda. Our first speakers, I hope she's here. Maria is here.
No, so we're going to ask if Cherry could come up.
We apologize that Miranda has been delayed, so we would like, who's our first speaker?
It's Cherry now.
Cherry Dale, to come and talk to us about adult and social care. Welcome, Cherry. Thank you.
Just give us 1 second to flip. There we go.
Okay.
Would you, are you all right speaking into that, or do you want this?
Can everybody hear me without anything? Do you need it? Do I need it?
Sorry, people who use hearing loops, I don't know if there is one in here. We'll need a
We need
microphone
this.
for you.
Thank you. I'll put it in my pocket. I'm just not very good at standing still. You'll notice in a minute when I start pacing around the floor. Okay. So my name's Cherry, and my job is to chair the Adult Safeguarding Board here in Birmingham. So I'm an independent chair. I've been around the city since the early 80s. And as I said to those people who met me last week, I know that I probably only look like about 15, but I'm actually a hell of a lot older than that. I have worked here in the third sector. I've worked here in the local authority for 19 years, the third sector for 5, and 13 years in the NHS. And the last 2 years I've been working for myself, which meant that I could apply for the independent chair board. Prior to that, I was the vice chair when I was in the NHS for the 5 years that I had of the CCG. So just to give you a bit of an idea of what the chair does. So we are expected under the Care Act to have an adult safeguarding board, and it's the duty of the local authority to host the adult safeguarding board. And within that, our main premise is this, is to make sure that we do our very best to keep adults who are vulnerable with care and support needs safe, well and free from neglect and harm. That's the premise of the Adult Safeguarding Board, and that's the duty that's within the Care Act, and that's the expectation that adult social care will meet. So our board is, in the old days we used to have a huge board with about 30, 40 people where we met once a month. We had a very nice cup of tea, usually in one of the council buildings. We had a couple of biscuits, we had a good chat, and there was a lot of very ardent conversation going on in there, and we put the world to rights, but then we left. And not a great deal happened in the weeks that were in between. And I was part of that board, and it used to annoy me greatly. So once I became chair, we decided to have a review. So this has been happening over the last few years. So to cut it very, very short, what's happening now is we threw out the old way, and we've decided to do something completely different. So the way we work now, the actual Care Act means that we have to have a certain amount of people that statutorily have to sit on the board. And they are the police, the local authority and the NHS. So we've created a very small board with those people on that we call a sign-off board. We invited a few extra people, so we have some citizens on there, we have Health Watch on there, we have the fire service on there because we're such great can-do people from the fire service. But then our bigger board is the partnership board. And we started by asking everybody in the city, would you be part of this change in adult safeguarding with us? Would you walk this with us? We started with 23 third sector and statutory organisations 3 years ago. We've now got 164 organisations that have joined the partnership. And all of this is part of our big ambition to change the culture of safeguarding, to make it everybody's business. Because I hate the fact that safeguarding has become somebody else's job. Because when you create a specialism, that specialism starts happening over here. That everybody's day job starts happening over here. And that's not the way safeguarding has to happen. Safeguarding has to be everybody's job. It has to be all of your job, everybody that meets a vulnerable person in the community, everybody that works with them in an organisation, all the statutory services job, it has to be everybody's job. So we have to stop it becoming a specialism. When I started work here in Birmingham, safeguarding wasn't even a word. Nobody used that term. It was just part of everything that we did as frontline service workers. So the ambition of the board is to bring it back to that, and that's what we've been working on for the last 3 years. So part of the board's role, we have a preventative role. So that's part of the culture change that I'm talking about now. So part of our prevention, early intervention role is to train all of the organisations that are partners and try and reach more and more partners. We are gathering more people every month, slowly coming forward. And they're people from folks that run maybe a community kitchen or a community allotment right up to the police force or the NHS and everybody in between. So I'm interested whether you're a one-person band or whether you've got 20,000 employees. But our prevention role is to work with those to make sure they can spot signs of harm or neglect or abuse very quickly and know what to do about it. We do have a reactive role as well. So the reactive role is that if serious harm or neglect has happened to somebody that has a long-term effect or unfortunately causes death, then it's our duty of the board to have a look at that. And if, in the Care Act, we've got two criteria. So if those two criteria are met, one is that serious harm has been caused to somebody with care and support needs. Number two is that it was a multi-agency issue, which basically means around that individual to whom the harm was caused, lots of agencies were involved, and the problems lay in them not working together very well. So this is where we become reactive. We then have to instigate a serious adult review, which is an investigation into what went on. We have to pull out the learning from that review, and then we share that with our partners, and we make recommendations of the changes that need to happen so it doesn't happen again in the future. We also have a developmental role. So the developmental role basically is all of that learning, is training, is assurance, is policies and processes, things like risk enablement that I'm going to talk about in a minute, around making sure that people make safeguarding personal, which is a safeguarding term. It's another one of those terms that come about. But basically all that means is the person is at the centre of everything, that we ask them the questions. We don't do what we think is best, we do what they want, and we help them manage their risk, we help them manage their life and ensure they still have quality of life. And finally our role is a coordinating role. And this is where I think it gives us the leverage to build this partnership. Now, not every board across the country likes this way of working because they think it's too difficult. But I think it's the only way to work. If we really mean business about safeguarding adults and the most vulnerable people in the city, we've got to do it across a broad range of partners. And we've got to engage citizens in Mogan. We cannot do this in a dark room with people like me writing strategies and policies. That's never changed anything. And I don't know about you, but I don't know anybody's life was improved because we've got a policy and a strategy on the shelf. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I've never known it.